All right, let's go. We're having a
Hi.
good day.
Happy
It's
Sunday.
Sunday. I know. We're on a little bit earlier than normal on a Sunday.
Mhm.
We don't normally we don't normally come on at 4:30 on a Sunday.
Why the hell not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Um all right, let's do some house cleaning. Vindicate's having a humongous sale. If you
Mhm.
haven't gone over to Vindicate, go over to Vindicate.
Paper Street Coffee is
Yeah.
also having one for the games.
Yeah, we're celebrating Games Week. It's
Yep.
going to be a great time. And in celebrating Games Week, we're going to have Matthew
Mhm.
on Tuesday, so that's going to be super fun.
Yep.
Uh, and then, always HGR. Thanks, bro.
Yep.
You've helped
Appreciate ya.
you've definitely helped us out a
Yep.
ton.
Yep.
Um,
Well,
I-
hello, pool boy.
oh, what's up, Kenneth?
Pool boy. I'm having a sale on these nuts. Great.
Oh, I'm sure that your wife will appreciate that so much.
Listen, she does not. She seems super chill. I
Yeah, she
can't
does
wait
care.
to talk to her
Yeah,
when
it's
she
gonna
gets back to the States and learn all about her and her relationship with him and whatever. She seems super cool, super chill.
it's gonna be a fun one. Ken Walters, dude, I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Are you going to the DFW, ladies? What's the DFW? Probably not, because I don't know what it is, but I want to know what it is. Maybe.
Kenneth Delap with the
Buy one, get one. Dallas Fort Worth. Oh no, we can't go to the games.
Mm-mm.
Like I would love to go to the games, but it's just too far away, and during a time period where like we're really busy.
Yeah, you are literally glued to the store.
Yeah, I can't
until
move.
it used to just be September. Now it's creeping into like October.
Yeah,
and whatever. But we are going to sneak away to go see Gabe.
Yeah,
In New Jersey. So I was able to get her, and thank God for Gabe, because he encouraged said behavior to get her to leave the store and be able to sneak away just for just a day and do that. So
Yeah.
it's super
yeah, we're gonna do that. And then that's it, right? Oh, yeah, we got all our stuff. We got Fit Aid for 40% off.
Yep.
On the Sevon podcast show. We got Mint. We're gonna get Mint training cards and all the things.
got Paper Street Coffee. Excited to try.
And then we're gonna get
coffee.
the Paper Street Coffee Vindicate shirts. So
Yep.
Corner store. Yeah, that's me.
Yep,
Corner
we're on the
store.
corner.
I've learned. I know what the name now is. We're a corner store, and yes, that's what we are, and I can't go anywhere.
Yep.
All right.
Well, let's start with the recaps. You want to do quick recaps? So
yeah, really quick recaps. Gabe was
super cool.
Yeah. Like,
I know we say this about everybody that we meet, and I think it's just going to be a continuum for the type of people that are in this space or whatever. He is super cool. He's a super cool dude.
He's like the dude you want to be, right? Like I absolutely Sevon, it was fun on his show this morning where he was just like lesbians do this and whatever. And it's just like he's kind of the dude. You don't want to be a dude, but you want to emulate one. So he's kind of the dude you want to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. I really hope he's so fun, and I really hope that whatever's happening with does anybody know, did he have his kid yet?
Haven't heard anything yet.
I haven't seen anything yet. I have no inside knowledge to anything, so
we're all waiting patiently.
Yeah. But yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was very cool to talk to him and ask, how he got started, learned a little bit
kind
about
of
his
business
parents.
information, almost like when we talk to when you talk to Tyler and you talk to Souza, getting that insider kind of business information is really fun.
It's definitely mindset shit. You know what I mean? And to have a successful business, you have to have a strong mind to do it. And he's another one that is just, he's willing to take risks. He's willing to try things, but he also is very smart in the ways that he moves because he's been there. He's been there, he's done that, he's seen that, what works, what doesn't work, and whatever. And so it was really cool to pick his brain as to. And one of the things that I really liked was the breaking the, I guess for some people it might be a generational thought or a generational mindset where, watching your parents struggle to work and watching your parents constantly fail.
Yeah.
Not many people want to put themselves in a position where they're owning their own business to fail, to quote unquote fail, and how do you manage those feelings of your parents are gone all the time and they aren't spending time with you. But he shared that even though he saw his father and his mother do the work and work very hard, his father was still present. His mother was still his mother. And it wasn't anything that he was. I mean, everybody's human. I'm sure there were difficult parts of like, I just wish this, I just want this, I just want my mom, I just want my dad, and whatever. But he saw what they did and he learned a lot from them versus being angry at them that they aren't around and going the complete opposite direction of, well, I don't want to fucking do this, especially now being a parent. Like, I don't want to do this shit. You know what I mean? So I think that was really cool to listen to him and to hear that perspective from him.
I always just like to listen, like hearing all of them tell their grassroots stories and how they got on the come up for me is just awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know how they did it. I want to know what they were thinking. I want to know what their mindset was. Like, I want to know everything about how they did it. And it's very cool how they all did it.
Yeah, and it's another.
And Gabe is no shit. Like,
no,
don't fuck with Gabe.
No,
like that's
and
not
don't fuck with the people that Gabe cares about.
Yeah,
don't fuck when he told us like you should do this. Like, you need to work with Sevon, do it. Or like if he, hears people say
he didn't tell us
like,
that wasn't what he told us.
So
I just
like,
met the man. Yeah, it wasn't. It's like not like we had conversations before this. It wasn't us, but just his feeling towards the people that he loves and the people that he cares about.
Yeah, Travis.
Shit, man.
Like Travis sharing shit in the chat or whatever, and their relationship and how they have each other's back, and
it's second to none.
Yeah.
Like the loyalty is second to none. It's crazy cool. It's crazy cool how
and
they all
everybody's there for each other. Everybody does their part and everybody supports each other.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. You hear those things where groups support each other or friends have each other's back, but it's not always the case. And yeah, Kenneth, he's old school in a good way. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, there's respect there.
He's old school in a good way, but he's so young. Like, it's crazy how young he is, but yeah, he's old. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So that was cool to really get to know him. And I look forward to talking to him and meeting him in person when we go see him in Jersey. So cool for that.
And then Ariel was fire. He was just, he messaged me afterwards and was like, hey, I was sitting around talking to my friends. And I was like, good. That's what I wanted it to be. And he felt that way. And I think we did too. It was really fun to have him just sit around, talk shit, talk like you talk with your family. Like, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was a good time. So I really appreciated him. He's got a lot of good stuff coming up. I can't wait to see what he does. It's going to be, he's so young too. It's going to be fire.
Grateful to be able to have the conversation, and to be able to ask questions, to be able to talk about things. And
he was so willing as well when he helped share the John Young episode and he's like got in my DMs and whatever. He was just so, I just want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I think we all do. I think we all just want to talk about it and figure it out.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it was cool. It was a good time.
Because I think that now we meaning that there is a group of us that don't want to stay separated, want to try to understand, want to have the very tough conversations. And again, we've talked about this multiple times. It doesn't mean that we're always going to agree on things, and that was why it was important for me to ask him, how do you talk to your white friends about race and about this world and all these type of things? Like, how do you do that? Is there a way to do that? And do you all always agree? And he was like, no, we don't always agree, but they're still friends. They're still able to have those tough conversations because they care enough about each other to help each other
understand where
understand and open their eyes a little bit wider and see the world a little bit differently, to be able to understand.
It was fun.
So
he was so
grateful
fun.
for him to be so open and
yeah, I'm hoping to have him back on again.
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
a lot more questions. Like that was just the opening act to kind of like get to know each other. Cause like I said, we didn't. It was literally just a few DMs. We had a very quick conversation via iMessage or chat or whatever. And then we just went on. It was cool. And he was a freaking cool dude.
Yeah.
So Ariel Dorsey, go follow him if you can.
Yep.
He was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then what happened? Like this week was a mess of a week, dude. Like where you thought you were gonna go watch the Olympics and it was just gonna be chill. It like escalated quickly.
Yeah.
So quickly it escalated.
Yeah.
With the opening ceremonies, which I thought was gonna be the most controversial thing and didn't end up being the most controversial thing.
Yep.
But all right, fine. I guess we'll go there first because I have some thoughts about it, but I don't have whatever. I don't have too many thoughts about it, but it just trying to like you recreated the Last Supper and then said you didn't recreate the Last Supper and then put a blue dude on a plate. You know what I mean? With his nuts out.
Isn't there a saying like isn't there some sort of saying where it's like if it walks like a duck, it looks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
Talks like a duck,
or something like that.
Yeah,
like
it just what you knew you were, dude.
Isn't that kind of like what it is? It looks like it.
You were messing with Christians. You wanted you wanted to integrate the LGBT whatever mafia rainbows into and make them like front and center. And it didn't work out for you because Christians were like, no matter what. And that's cool though. Like that's the thing I want to, John Young's probably gonna mess with me on this and I'm okay with that. But like, it's okay that the Bible doesn't agree with us. You know what I mean? Like it's okay, or maybe he's not, maybe he'll agree with me, but it's okay that the Bible doesn't agree with us. It's okay that the Bible, it's okay that they say that. Because we've talked about this before. Like we can do our best to get, at the end of the day, no matter how we feel, we can do our best to get forgiven, right? For whatever it is that they think that we're sinning for. I mean, a blue man on a plate, I feel like he's got a lot more shit to do than I do, but like, whatever. Was it necessary? That's my question. Was that necessary? Was it necessary for the rainbows? Was it necessary to integrate us into society? Was making a mockery of Christianity necessary to get whatever message that they think that the rainbows need to get across?
Isn't the message acceptance? Isn't the message acceptance? Like we're here, see us, accept us, be respectful of us. Isn't that the bigger message with this movement?
Yeah, it's weird.
And do you feel like that is the best type of performance to find or to try to reach more levels of acceptance and respect.
Nah. To mock Christianity, throw, I don't know, nuts on a platter, and there was I didn't see it, Kenneth, but there was a lady man gyrating in a dress with a beard. I'm sure there was. And was that necessary? No, wasn't necessary. We were cool. We were already accepted. No one was bothering transgenders. No one was bothering gay people. No one was bothering marriage. And I say this all the time because they throw the fact that they want to scare us that they're going to take away gay marriage. When Trump was president before, he didn't give a fuck about gay marriage. He didn't say two shits about it. No one came for it. No one talked about it. They're like, no one, whatever. So you want to scare us with that.
Yes.
But it didn't happen last time. So I don't, and he had 4 years to do whatever he was going to do.
Right. Right.
And he didn't do it.
And he chose to fight against Roe v. Wade before he chose to fight against.
I don't know if he chose to fight Roe v. Wade or if he just chose to give it back to the states. Instead of making it a federal legislation, he just chose to let the states be able and gave it back to the people. That's what I feel like. So you want to scare me with, we'll take away marriage. I'm less afraid of that than you're going to take my kid away from me in school.
Or there's
you know what I mean?
There's more shit that's
Like,
being thrown into school that doesn't need to be there.
Right.
Like,
I'm more.
Isn't school supposed to be reading and writing and understanding and whatever? And we've lost sight of that. We're more concerned on all things social. Do we need to learn how to socially interact with each other? 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. We have to learn how to socially interact with each other. That's our son's number one thing is socialization. You know, also too, how is that more important when you have many grades that aren't even on reading level, that can't even understand simple math, that can't read?
They've given us something that both of us are afraid of and that neither one of us are willing to give ground on. Like, liberals are afraid of the abortion thing and they don't want to give ground. They feel like conservatives are just going to take away abortion and women's rights and blah, blah, blah. And they're not willing to concede ground on that. I feel like for us, and I'm speaking for like conservative gay people, we won't give ground on kids and like sexuality being brought into school and whatever. That I feel like that's our sticking point and we're not going to move on that. And as much as they want to say like they're afraid of that, Republicans have never shown that they were going to take abortion rights away or gay marriage away or the freedom to, they're giving more rights back. Whereas Democrats at the highest level have shown that they're going to take rights away and they're going to make it so we can't decide and they can decide. And I think that's the sticking point that's starting to happen or has happened. And none of us are going to give ground on it.
Yeah, because it is the more that the government is involved, the less families have the rights to raise their children. And that's all we're saying. Yeah. I'm not saying,
because it's on that California thing's on the ballot for us this year.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah. So.
And it is one of those things where, like, if that is passed, then I will put my kid back in a bubble, and we will be the sole people responsible for his education. Like, if that becomes a thing for his safety, because that's number one for us is his safety. And we're not saying that we're not going to teach him about the world. We have to teach him about the world.
Of course.
We have to age appropriately teaching him about the world and understanding that there's everybody's different. We're all different. We're kind to each other. We're nice to each other. We protect ourselves. You know, we have to teach him that. What we're saying is that I have a right to teach him that. I have that right to teach him. But what's happening is that the government now is saying, or people are fighting for the government to say, those are my kids. They're not your kids. They're not your kids. He's our kid, you know?
Yeah. Ken Walters, I'm a Christian and disagree with not being one man, one woman. So you think it should be one, but it's a freedom of choice and I accept that. But the new letter group, I think, is what truly frustrates me in a standing for So I'm gonna say what you're saying is like you think that marriage should be between a man and a woman, which is fine. I'm
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
okay. Like it's cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Mhm.
Uh and yeah, I would agree with you where the new rainbows are fucking with people.
And
Like, yeah, I
and
would agree with that.
Ken, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm also hearing you say is that it's very difficult. I mean, maybe before, you being, accepting of choice outside of your own beliefs was easier at it, like before. But now with this new agenda that's being pushed, it's very difficult for you to be as accepting of this new narrative because of how much it's being pushed all the way to the other side. Whereas, like you said, people that have strong beliefs, John Young was another prime example of our conversation that we had. He has very strong beliefs and he believes that marriage is between a man and a woman. That's fine. He also is respectful of us, caring of us, loving of us, of our choices, of our choice and our love that we have for each other. But when you have this extreme agenda being pushed, I think the people that are accepting of that outside of their beliefs, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to not start to kind of walk themselves back a little bit and be a little bit more vocal of their action, of their beliefs.
And most of us don't want to make you believe what we believe. Most of us aren't trying to push it on to anybody else.
Mhm.
Like we are just trying to chill.
I love
Like
you. That
it's
I am
you know
there.
what
I
I
want to
mean?
be with you. That's
I'm trying to find my own self in Christianity and find my own like way that I walk through Christianity. I've been doing it for a very long time and like I'm okay with that and as long as like we can all coexist, I'm just going to keep trying to find how to walk through my belief and my love and my Christianity. That's
Mhm.
pretty much it.
Mhm.
Ken Walters 100%. Okay, good. I'm glad I read that right.
Yeah.
Asymmetric years. I went to the University of Hawaii in the 80s. Oh, okay. Our nickname was Rainbow Warriors. Still sad that our nickname was hijacked.
Mm.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, cool. I didn't. I'm gonna think when you say our nickname was Rainbow. Are you? I don't want to. No, I'm not gonna do it. But okay, cool. But you provoked something in me, asymmetric ears. You did. So let's get to. I mean, since we got into this and we got into the Christian thing, I wanted to get into it. When it came to the boxer, like that was the whole thing, right? The female boxer. I don't want to say her name wrong. I'm not going to try to say her name wrong. Immediately when we all saw the video, right? The video came out, there was a million reactions to it. It was all there's a dude beating up a woman. Okay, fine. We all had our reactions to it. No one wants to see that. We all freak out when that happens. We all want to say, yo, a man was beating up a woman. Then you wait a little bit and you find out that she has XY chromosomes, but could have been born as a woman, and it's all confusing and messed up, right?
Mhm.
Kenneth, what? They were still Kenneth the Lap. They were still Rainbow Warriors up until 2000, I think. That was the school's mascot. Oh, like the actual school of Hawaii?
Hawaii.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. Let me reread.
That's not what was provoked for you.
Yeah, that was not what I went to the University of Hawaii in the 80s. Still sad that yeah. Okay. All right, now I get it. Yeah. It could have been a good thing and then it wasn't. I get
Mhm.
that for sure.
Mhm.
Um and so then we wait and we find out some things and they tell us a whole bunch of things that she didn't pass a gender test or whatever because she has XY chromosomes, blah blah blah. I did a little research to find out what is actually possible. And so I want to talk about what is actually possible. And so that is actually possible. So she's not transgender, right? She wasn't born a man and is moving over to being a female. She was born with so there's two ways you can go about this, right? She was specifically born she has XY chromosomes because she was born with testes and undeveloped like male genitalia,
Mhm.
right? So it kind of comes across as female genitalia, but she she actually has testes. So she would receive all of the benefits that kind of men would receive, right? The bone density, the speed, the power, the muscle growth, the like she would have all of that, but still have but kind of present like a man. If you were born with kind of man like it's kind of a weird like male genitalia. It's like a reduced male genitalia. So you kind of have a penis, but it's not what a regular man would have. You could still exhibit you could still have your period and also still at puberty grow breasts. So you would have a reduced kind of testosterone. Either way, either one of them would be able to beat up a girl with no problem.
Mhm.
Right? Like so that's just how that syndrome goes. It's called DSD. I forget the first, but it's something sexual disorder. And if that is true, and that's actually, I mean, I won't ever know because they can't ever disclose her medical records. That would be not correct, right?
So DSD is differences in sex development.
There you go. Okay, thank you.
Is a group of rare conditions involving genes, hormones, and reproductive organs, including genitals.
All right, so
Genitals, it means a person's sex development is different to most other people's.
yeah, yes, it's possible. HGR CBD athletics. This is insane. This shouldn't even be a thing. It's common sense. Let everyone be whatever you want to be, but that doesn't give you the right to compete in women's sports. Well, that's where I'm getting to, right? Like these people with this disorder are the 0.001% of the population. You're not going to find this anywhere. Like it's just very uncommon. No one has it. But people there it's obviously a thing. It happens. It still gives her an advantage over a natural born female, over a female that doesn't have that, and over a female that's like like me. I don't. I have taken a million drug tests in the military. I've taken them in Division One
Sports.
college sports. I've
Mhm.
taken them. I've taken them all the time, and every time they tell me it's a random drug test, somehow I'm
You get one?
always yeah. I've
Mhm.
never popped for anything, so obviously my testosterone levels aren't above average. I just am a big girl that likes to
Mhm.
cut my hair short. So
Mhm.
here I go.
Yep.
But I can't imagine having to prove well, no, I can. Having to prove you're a woman day in and day out all the time. I can't imagine like the mental like struggle for what they have to go through. I I've given up. I don't run around trying to prove I'm a woman all the time. If you see me as a woman, cool. If you don't care. Like it is what it is. They on a higher level, on a higher You know what I mean? They're on an international scale. They're doing, but where do they fit though? You know what I mean? They don't fit with women. They failed a
Mhm.
gender test, right? Like they
Mhm.
failed the gender test. So they don't fit with biological women that only have ovaries, that whatever. They don't fit with, I would assume they wouldn't fit with men either. So where do they fit? I can't imagine that struggle. I can't
Mhm.
imagine that mental fucking like whatever it is.
Mhm.
But this is me just assuming, like this is me just saying like could I find out if this was even possible? And it is possible. So if this is the actual case, then I don't know where they fit. And
Mhm.
it sucks. And I've said this multiple times before, and I've said it on Sevon's show. Sometimes life's not fair. I would love to be able to walk in a girl's bathroom. I know I can't. Is it fair that I can't? No, but it's the reality of it. And so you have to cope with it. And these girls have obviously known what they were for a long time, and no one's ever taught them how to cope with that.
Mhm.
And so now this is what we get.
Yep.
Let's go. Jonathan Ortega, the major issue is that she was disqualified by IBA, whose rules were updated in 2020. Olympics decided to keep their rules. 2016, IBA changed the rules, safety, fairness. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I agree that she has an absolute advantage over biological women. Absolutely. No matter how she was born, with the testosterone, with the testes, with the whatever, no matter how she was born, she has a bone density, she has a reach, she has a power output, she has a speed advantage over biological women for sure. I'm not trying to fight her. Like, I'm not trying to fight her.
Mhm.
I get that 100%. I also understand that in her mind, she thinks she's a woman and she was probably raised a woman and she probably thinks that she should just be able to be a woman. And unfortunately, shit's unfair sometimes. And she has a testosterone level and a bone density level and a Y chromosome attached to her that it's not, you can't, dude. You can't.
Do you feel like, especially with boxing, because like boxing, for instance,
For sure.
but boxing has weight classes, for instance. So you're not going to be able, a 250-pound guy is not going to be able to walk into a ring on most cases. Not saying every ring is exact, but
Dude,
isn't going to be able to
I am
walk into.
I'm a 185-pound girl. There's no way I'm fighting a fucking 185-pound man.
Well, that's what I'm
There's no
saying.
way.
But I'm saying, like, when it comes to boxing, they have weight limits, they have weight classes. You have to fall in this weight class. That's why the weigh in is so important, or whatever. Do you think now in our culture, in our world, that maybe also introducing a testosterone level check
Yeah, I see that.
to
Let's
qualify for, you know,
asymmetric years, literally choosing a sport where you punch someone else in the. I get, yes, I absolutely understand that, and we've seen in MMA where these transgender women jump in and they're like, "Yo, I took estrogen." So the fuck what, bro? You were a boy all the way through high school into whatever, and now you're fighting women. Like, get out of here. Like, yeah, no, I don't think it. And she has to take accountability for this. I also think that she very much knows the advantage that she has over biological women. I think both of them do. The other one too. I don't know exactly what that one's story is, the Chinese chick, but I I have a feeling they both know. You can't grow up doing sports and doing all these things and not know the advantages that you have.
well, I think to Jonathan Ortega's point or whatever, obviously there was a reason that she was disqualified before. So to not take that information into
Yeah.
consideration, I think
Yeah.
was missed. I also think Kenneth said it somewhere too, where it's like the Olympics probably was like, well, we're damned if we do, if we damned
Yeah.
if we don't. So I also could understand that story, but
it sucks, dude. Like if this is what the line it like if this is it but it's again to me it's a 0.01% of the population, and I'm that too. I'm sorry. Like I'm sorry that this is what it's led to. It sucks. It's not your fault. Also, you shouldn't be fighting women. You shouldn't be swimming against women. You shouldn't be playing basketball against women. Like there's another reason, and if you want to go back to religion, there was another reason you were put here like this. There was something else that you were supposed to do. There is some other message you were supposed to spread. But this is unfair to biological women. And
that is the thing.
Malo, please, testosterone level checks seem the most fair. But yes, also, how long have you had those testosterone levels? If you've had those testosterone levels through puberty, it affords you a much bigger advantage than if I just jumped on testosterone right now and went and fought women. It's not the same thing. But I see what you're saying. Go ahead. Where were you going?
No, it's the bigger argument is everybody wants everybody else to be protected except for women. Except for women. Women that speak out against women that speak out for protection of women are wrong because we are against everybody else. And that's not what this is. What this is that if you're going to protect one, we're asking you to protect all. And there was a reason that protection was there. There was a reason that women's sports were created. What about those women that fought for that?
I get that, but this isn't that conversation because these women were born differently. These aren't trans women just like, hey, I was a dude my whole life. And then when
I get that. Also, too,
but yeah,
it's for the girl on the other side, make her feel as bad as they did for her to recant what she's saying, where she just is simply saying that this didn't feel right. That I didn't feel like this is fair. That I felt like something was wrong. To make her feel like she can't say that and she doesn't have a voice for herself too. And the only person in this situation that deserves to have their feelings, that deserves to be protected, that deserves all of this support is this one woman that, again, like you said, is born as she is and experiences life very different from the rest of us. But I just think it's unfair.
Yeah, but to make it seem like looking at that girl and feeling like she couldn't have been a trans woman is also unfair. Like I could make that mistake all day long. It would be like me making everybody who called me a dude feel like they were a piece of shit. It's not unfair to think that I'm a dude. It wasn't unfair to think that she was a trans woman. And like, it wasn't unfair. She looked like a trans woman. I'm sorry. I don't think that she's a bad person. I don't think that she like is not experiencing what she's experiencing. But fuck, dude, like I've never had muscle bellies in my arms and shoulders and chest, and I've worked out a fucking lot looking like that unless you were on testosterone. Like, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to tell you. Mm-hmm. It wasn't to make everybody feel bad that they thought that she was trans is also unfair. It's the lot that she drew in life, and dude, God bless you. Like, it's going to be a long road to figure out who you are because everybody is going to see you through the lens in which that they experience life. Mm-hmm. I'm always going to see her as a woman that has an unfair advantage over biological women. Men are always going to see her as a dude beating up chicks. Like the LGBT rainbow, whatever, is always going to see her as their messiah. God bless her trying to figure out who she is and what she stands for.
Mhm.
Because she's got a lot of people that are going to be on her shit for a long time.
Yeah.
All right, what is this? Asymmetric ears. Why is the Taiwanese one most flying under the radar compared to the Algerian? I would guess because the Algerian girl is way bigger. She's way taller. Her reach is way longer. Okay, so fine, I'll be super stereotypical, but the Taiwanese girl actually looks like she's just a lesbian that cut her hair kind of thing. I think it's mostly that. I mean that would be my guess. Jonathan Ortega, the Olympics also only had restrictions on running where female runners couldn't. Oh yeah, I remember that. Can't have a level over 5 NGL but all other sports don't have restrictions. Yeah. I remember that. I remember the girl that got disqualified. They tried to say she was a man too, but she just had high testosterone levels. I don't think this is the same thing. I don't think she wasn't born with a Y chromosome. I think she's just a girl that just produces more testosterone. That's a thing too. So, but Ken Walters, the IOC cut ties with Boxing Association, with the Boxing Association that they used to govern the Olympics, and that ban previously prior to the Olympics.
Banned her.
Oh,
they cut ties.
So, okay, fair. And also, my man, Jonathan Ortega, she can do any other sport, not the one where you hand out concussions. I see what you're saying. I don't even think that. She just has an advantage over biological women. And again, I'm not saying that's her fault. It's just something that, again, you're born with. It's unfair, but it's something that you're gonna have. When I don't go into the women's bathroom, it's because I have respect for women, young girls, and whatever, and I don't want to scare them, mess with them, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately for this woman, it's kind of the same thing. You have to find that. You have to find that respect for women where it's like, hey, I get it. There's something different about me. I was born with something different. I can't just do all the things that
hey, I still want a box. So how can we resolve this? How can we fix this?
Have a conversation.
Like I want a box. And this is who I am. This is the body I've been given. This is what I got. I want a box. How can I box? That's fair and safe for everybody.
Keeping it for real. Dang, dude. It is. It's a tough one. And it fucking sucks, bro. It's another one where it's like, I don't know if there's if you want to box, I don't know what the levels are for her. Can she go box men? If she was like, hey, I have this genetic disorder. Can I box in a male group at a lower weight, even though I weigh this higher weight? You know what I mean? Is there asymmetric ears? Garrett, you don't look like a dude. I would not worry about you walking into the restroom my girls were in. Thank you. I appreciate that. People who know me get it. People who don't know me think I'm a 20-something-year-old boy that didn't go through puberty, so I have no facial hair. But give me 5 more years and I probably will start to have facial hair because I'm hitting that age at this point. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I purposely learned my lesson and didn't comment too much.
No, I didn't either.
Until
I very much listen, and I will say comments are vile and ratchet. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're kind of both from birth. Yeah. I mean, it's it's equal opportunity for both. Like if you present more as a female genitalia, it seems like you're gonna have more male, like you're gonna get the more male testosterone, whatever. And if you present more male genitalia, then you're gonna get kind of more of the estrogen. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I looked it up all day. It's kind of weird. But yeah, it's not something I would want to go through. I'm happy just people mistaking me for a guy, but I have like everything is I get all the female symptom everything. So there's no like whatever. But I don't wish that on anybody. And yeah, you're right. The comments are vile when it happens.
But it's also, again, you have to be very conscious about what you're reading. You have to be very aware of what you're seeing because.
But you want to we're in a climate now. You want to get pissed off. Like I immediately am like.
When you first looked at it, we
pissed.
all felt the same way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Really?
Like here we
this
go.
Isn't swimming. This isn't this. We've talked about this before. You and I talked about this on a podcast way before about how there was another incident like this where a trans woman was in boxing and like fucked this woman up. And
no, it was MMA.
Or MMA.
Broke her fucking face.
Yeah. That I don't, again, the question is, where are all the women that are shouting from the rooftop protecting women? You know, so these type of sports, Jonathan said it perfectly, these type of contact sports, like,
yeah, it's fucking.
So when you first see it, of course, we're all going to be like, what the, really? Like, what the fuck? But then you have to take a breath, take your time, see what happens, see what comes out, and then, make those decisions and stuff like that, or make whatever. But
I want, like, and I don't blame anybody. I'm one of those people. I want to protect women. And it's because of how I've experienced life. I've seen my mom go through life. I went through life. I've seen you go through life. I've seen other, friends and family that have gone through life. And I don't give a fuck. Like women and kids are my line. Like that. So yeah, if I see something where I think it's a trans woman punching a actual biological woman in the face, I'm going to have a visceral reaction at first.
For sure.
And it's learning how to bring it back down and see what's actually happening. And it just sucks. It's just a suck situation altogether. Adam Fielder, hello, how are you? It's a clash of ideology and biology. Yeah, for sure. You'll never make everyone happy, but you need to make everyone safe. Yeah. Yes.
That is the statement.
That's the best line. Yes.
That's the statement right there.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to be safe, and everybody should have that right to be safe.
And it's the same thing that we talked about with Ariel on Friday. Like, you're not going to get rid of transphobia. You're not going to get rid of homophobia. You're not going to get rid of racism. There's always going to be those people that have those that have that ethos or that ideology or whatever it is that they stand by. But trying to eradicate it by saying everybody's racist and everybody's transphobic and half the world's homophobic and half the world's all this phobic shit and making us use shit like to define ourselves that we don't want to use, you're going to make it fucking worse. And then it really is just going to be a clash of two sides. Like, just accept that it's going to be there.
Yeah. And it's also become a thing, and it's taboo for us to care of our own first before we care for others. I'm not saying that by me taking care of me and my own first, that I'm against somebody else. What I'm saying is that I have to make sure that I'm good, that my kid's good, that my family's good, that mine is good first. And then whatever I've got left, I'm there for other people. And you can't say that anymore, because then you're a really shitty person. When did that become a thing?
I don't know.
When that's the problem. And it was a woman, she's a teacher, and she was saying it in front of a bunch of kids, and it was kids of all races, all cultures, everything like that. She's like, it's not that I don't love each and every one of you. She goes, but I got to care for mine first. And I was like, that's it right there, is that I'm not against anybody else. You're an adult and you want to do your own thing. Go ahead. I hope you live safe. I don't wish ill will or harm on you. I don't. But what's the problem is that you're saying that I have to care for you first. And what I'm saying is that I will always care for mine first.
Yo, I'm putting the oxygen mask on the airplane on my face first. Sorry. Like, I'm putting it on my face first.
The same way with all of this fear that's coming around with everything that's coming out on the election.
So I'm putting it on my face first, but what I'm not trying to cut your oxygen masks off.
I'm not putting mine on and then taking yours with me.
Like I'm putting mine on, I'm putting my kids on, I'm putting my wife's on, and you put yours on.
Right.
Like I'm not trying to also take your oxygen mask.
Right.
I'm just
but you're trying to take mine.
Yeah.
But you're trying to take mine.
Yep.
You're trying to say that mine is not worthy enough of you.
Yeah.
So who's actually selfish here?
Yeah. I'm not. Do you? I'm not trying to be. And yeah, see, Jonathan Ortega, it comes down to organizations. It's their responsibility to keep people safe despite the athlete's feelings or fab feelings. I'm just going to stop at despite the athlete's feelings. Yeah. But I mean, boxing's even a thing where like you have to rely on your coach if you're getting beat the fuck up to the point where
you have to rely on your coach to say
to
enough
save
is enough.
you from it. Like, yeah. Absolutely.
Fan feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. It's crazy. It was a weird thing to watch this week, how it played out.
It's a very telling.
It sucks kind of because I kind of paid more attention to that than I saw obviously Simone Biles do Simone Biles things, but then they even got into she got into a fight with a former, I don't know. It was weird.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Brittany Griner thing. I don't really even care about that or want to get into that either because I've already said my feelings on Brittany Griner, but it was a weird Olympics. I would love to chalk this up to the best Olympics, but it's not to me, won't ever be. So, but it's definitely discussions that we need to have.
I just heard our kid.
He's singing really loud.
Really loud. Yeah. Is this the show that you wanted to ask me a couple questions before we go? Didn't you want to ask me a couple questions?
Oh, yeah. The one that I really wanted to ask you, just because of all of this, and then thinking about some of the other conversations we've had with some of the other people, is it difficult or has it been difficult for you to be married to me because remember, we're coming up on 12 years. We'll be 12 years in like 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
Was it difficult for you to navigate being married to me as I kind of was navigating this whole, can I go into the girls' bathroom, having to, like, obviously you've never had to plan a trip around where you went to the bathroom. And I've always had to plan a trip around where I go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So was it ever difficult being married to me, having to navigate all these things that I in turn have to navigate?
Well, the simple answer is yes. And I can say that, again, we've been together, almost married for 12 years. We've been through many, many seasons of our relationship, many, many different seasons of our marriage and stuff like that. So when we first got together, it was only a thing sometimes. Certain places, like, it wasn't a thing for you. We would go out, we would go places, and you would go to the bathroom. But then there were certain places where you wouldn't, or then you went through the phase of like, you're like, fuck it, I have to go to the bathroom. So then you would make yourself uncomfortable and go to the men's bathroom. So I don't think I realized how much of a thing it was until it really turned into something that you struggled with. And You know, I haven't always been the best because I'm naive to that. You're my wife. You're a woman. What the fuck? You should be able to go into the women's bathroom. There should be no conversation about that, you know? And I know that that there were points in our marriage that I was insensitive to that. And I would get upset of like, you know, why can't we do things more? Why can't we go here? Why can't we stay out longer? Why do we have to run right home? You know, this kind of stuff and whatever, because I have never experienced that and I will never experience that. So there are
Yeah, you know, you got to that like first, like when you break the seal, like when you're out at the club
yes.
and you break the
Yes.
seal,
Mhm.
and then it's like nonstop, like you got to go to the bathroom after that
Exactly.
forever. And it's like,
Yeah.
yo, once I break the seal, I got like 10 minutes after that, and then I got to
Right.
go home.
Right. Um
Or take a damn 12 years.
yeah.
That's my maturity level. Love you, bro.
um yeah, so you know, so at different points in our marriage, at different seasons or whatever, like, yeah, I was very insensitive to that because I just wanted us to be able to go out and be together. I wanted us to be able to go do family things with the baby when he was first born and, you know, his first couple years and whatever. And I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, you're a woman, people know you're a woman, doesn't matter, and whatever, you know. And then we went through the phase where everybody and anybody that would call you sir in the store, we both would be like,
Yeah.
fume was coming out of our fucking ears.
I
Like
hadn't dealt with it yet. Yeah.
I was about to bust this one. You were about to bust this one. Like
Woke fever.
we
It
were
was
just
woke fever.
fighting with
Yeah.
everybody all
Just
the
wanted to be
time,
mad.
you know? And so then we went through that. And now for me, I would say that I'm not naive to it. I'm sad for you. I'm sad for us
No,
only because I think that it takes away a little bit of what we could do together.
yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not sad because I know who you are, you know who you are, and you're the most confident in who you are than you've ever been. I'm not sad about that, but I am sad that now this agenda is so big that you now have to deal with another layer of this where now people are not just looking at you and being like, "Oh, is that a girl or is that a boy?" But now they're questioning you. They're literally questioning who you are or telling you that you must be trans. How are you going to tell me you're not trans? So then it becomes more of that type of shit that you have to deal with. And I'm not saying that you take on that shit and you entertain that shit, but just hearing it where people come to you and be like, "Wait, are you sure you're a girl?" Like, of course I fucking know.
Yeah,
You know?
I think 10 years ago, I would walk into a girl's bathroom and people would just be like, "Oh, she didn't like walk into the wrong bathroom."
Mhm.
Whereas like, and also
You could
too,
pull out a tampon and someone
yeah,
would see that and be
and
like,
be
"Okay,
okay,
cool."
fine. And I think for this girl right now, I think 10 years ago, if this would have happened, people would have just wanted to have the conversation like, "Hey, what is this? I want to
Mhm.
understand this. I want to know
Mhm.
this." But now in the climate that we're in, it's just, and I get why. I
Mhm.
understand why. The climate that we're in is not easy. It's
No.
not easy to navigate.
No.
And it sucks.
And we have to be on alert just because, you know, this whole idea that it's not happening, it is
It
happening.
is happening. And
It
telling us it's not happening
isn't making me feel any better. Like
and you're lying. Like it's
it's
happening.
happening and we
So
have to be aware of the fact that it's happening. You know, like you see the stories about men hiding in girls' bathrooms and men or in women's bathrooms. And before, where you could send your kid into a bathroom with no fucking problem, you can't do that anymore because you have these men that are hanging out
yep.
in both bathrooms now
Yep.
because it's acceptable. Now it's acceptable. So when people push back on that and say, no, it's not acceptable,
It's like I don't believe you.
right? I'm like, no,
The
it's
same way that
happening.
you don't believe me and you think I'm trans, like I don't believe you and I also think that you're trying to get to our children.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but it's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's fair that you look at me and be like, "You're trans. I don't care what the fuck you say." And I feel like it's fair for me to be like, "You are trying to trans my kid."
Mm-hmm.
At
Mm-hmm.
both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And now we've reached a pass where like I don't believe you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of conversations to make it so that we believe each other again.
Yep.
Rosie View, what's up, girl? Love you. Asymmetric ears, Kenneth the Lap, you are right. That was a bright spot. Thinking you're talking about gangsta something, but cool. And the real Matthew, the real Matthew, we'll see you on Tuesday, bro. So excited for you. You can accept these hands. Yeah. But I'm super excited to have you on Tuesday. Can't wait to hear from you. But yeah, crazy week, super fun. If you guys don't, I mean, I'm sure all of you already know all of but like the Vindicate sale, the Paper Sheet Coffee sale, the HGR new flavor, new products out sale, like.
Yeah, that shake. I gotta try that shake.
Yeah, go pick them all up.
That's a good
super cool
shake.
We only do. Well, you're wearing Hill Street, but we love Hill Street too. Love you, Hill Street Boxing. But we only do Vindicate around here. So
mostly, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I put all of our shirts away, and now I have to actually check the sizes because we have so many of the same shirts.
I don't even get to wear my own shirts anymore because my wife steals all my shirts. She's like, "Oh, it's the Coffee Pods and Watch shirt. It's
and
mine."
then she tries to put my shirt on, and she's like,
and then I try to squeeze into a fucking medium. I'm like, I'm 6 feet tall. What the fuck? I got a belly shirt on, but it's fine. Yeah. Jonathan Ortega, Games Week tomorrow. Where are all you guys going to be? Jonathan, who are you hanging out with? Who's everybody hanging out with?
He's going with Ariel. Are you guys there yet? Did you travel yet?
Are you out there with Kippin' It? Kippin' It said he was going to be with Dylan. Can I send you guys links? I really want to send you links. Rosie, can I send you a link? Are you going to be out there too?
Yeah,
Story of my life with 2 sisters. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, shirts and clothes and shit. Whoever wants a link this week, send. Let me know. DM me. I'll send you a link. If you're out there and you want to show the venue off, or you want to show like athletes walking by, if you want to show Vindicate, if you want to show, yeah.
Kenneth, I'm cool with my wife stealing my Vindicate shirts as long as she respects them.
Fair. Yeah, all you guys who are going to be out there, if you want to.
I do love the fact that you guys are saying that they're your shirts. That's not a thing. Once you get married, they are no longer yours.
I know, Jonathan.
They're ours.
It's not our shirts anymore.
Kenneth, they're ours.
Jonathan, I drive out tomorrow to Fort Worth. Yeah, if you guys are going to be out there, let me know. I will send you links if
Dylan wants to jump back on anytime.
I don't give a crap. Just show the venue, show the boxes on the field, show yourself and the crazy acai bowl you're eating, whatever.
Yeah.
Just it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. We'll all have a good time and hang out together. So have a great Games Week, everybody, and we'll see Matthew on Tuesday before it starts.
Yep.
And let's go. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye,
You're the
guys.
best. Bye.